Hey, it's your girl Brittany K. Jackson here, and we are here at the 2016 Merge Summit. Yes, we are celebrating the best artists in faith and entertainment, and we have a great panel ready for you. So you don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
I had a relationship the year prior that extended, was about 5 years. I actually thought that I would be marrying her, and God had other plans. So, I was just in that place like, what's going on? What's happening with my life? I'm on this show. It could go, people could love it, or people could hate it, and there's this woman. I didn't pay too much attention at the time of the fitting. I went on about my way to do my job. And we filmed, it was cool, but she's very focused at work, I'm very focused at work, nothing of it, right? Terrence Howard had a birthday party during the filming of the pilot, and we were in a private room. All of the cast celebrated, got to that point of the night where everybody's starting to go off and talk to each other and dance and all. I'm sitting down, minding my business. I look up and I got eyes on me.
It was the other way around.
She's looking at me like she wants to. Truth be told, I was sitting right across from Grace, and she just caught me off guard. I like to say it was love at soul sight. I couldn't really comprehend in the moment what was happening. I just felt like time stopped. I ain't trying to be sappy, that's how I feel. But I went on about my way. I got it. I booked Selma right after that and went to Atlanta to film Selma, and we kept in touch through that process. But I was talking to other people and got to a place where it's like, you know something? No, I'm trying my hand at too many different things. I was here in LA. I was hitting one church real hard, trying to find my answer. Probably a few of you are the same situation. And just, calling out to God. God, what do you want from me? God, what do you want me to do? God, am I doing the right thing? Do I need to talk up? Do I need to shut up? What do I need to do, And as far as everything is concerned, Empire got picked up, okay. We're on our way back at the TCAs, it's the Television Critics Association, right before we come to Chicago to film season 1. I meet Grace again. And I'm in love, but I can't do anything. You know what I mean? She's dating somebody, and I'm trying to find my feet with God. I thought I'd be married when I was 27. Here I am in my 30s. You know what you want. I'm gonna do this work. And when you're ready, tap me on the shoulder. And it might have been like 2 weeks later. I woke up in the middle of the night and I heard God say to me, Grace is your wife. I said no. That's me. I don't know what's going on. It's hot, man. I need some water. I go back to sleep. I go back to sleep and I just feel something like pull at me in my chest. Grace is your wife. It's like, all right, I got on my knees. And I said, Lord, you know I like Grace. I'm attracted to her, but I don't know her spirit. I know what I experienced of her, but I can't even identify that. So I'll tell you what, if this is what you want for me, you do it. I'm not gonna say anything to her. I'm not gonna approach her outside of the way that we normally approach each other as castmates and, chums, but you do it. You do it, you know what you're doing. Tell her the same thing you told me. And then to make it hard, have her tell me what you told her. No pressure. You got no pressure. I'm gonna sit back and do my work. So I'll stop it there and let Grace do.
What was so funny was that Trai was right. I was in a relationship at the time, and I had been in relationships since I was 15 years old, and I had that loyalty thing down. Like 5-year relationship, 4-year relationship. I was 15, so here I am in my 30s and I was in a very serious relationship. So even though I saw Trai and he thought, it takes much more than just a good-looking man to attract me. You know what I mean? So I saw him, and I never. He hates it when I say this, but I'm like, I wasn't attracted to you, you know, because I was in a relationship. So I had the blinders on. He said love at soul sight. I would have to say love at first spirit. Because we were doing the table read, and I'm in a relationship, we're focused, and we're about to read the very, very first script, so the pilot for Empire for Fox. So we're all in a room, and we're all sitting down, we're all nervous, and we're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna say my 2 lines the best I can, the best I can. And we all bow for prayer, and Lee is like, all right, Trai, you say the prayer. So we all bow our heads, and Trai starts praying, and something just hit my spirit. And I grew up in the church. I had heard some prayers before. The prayer was amazing, but it wasn't about the prayer. There was something about his spirit that when my spirit heard him. And I look up and I'm looking at this guy like, who are you and what do you mean? What do you mean to me? But of course, after I saw that, I was like, oh, maybe I'm just affected by this prayer. That's it. Amen, you know? But that was it, you know? I went on with my relationship. That was cool. So we got to the TCAs. I was still in a relationship, and I invited a friend, one of my really, really good friends, to come with me, very strong Christian. And I was like, come to the TCAs, let's have a good time. You'll meet some people, it'll be great. So we got there, and we met Trai, we started talking to him and everything. And it's so crazy, I don't know Trai. We did the pilot, but I don't know him, you know? And halfway through the night, and we were just talking and we're having a great time, and he's not saying anything in particular or doing anything in particular that's making me feel this way. But I'll never forget, I turned over to her and I said, girl, I just have to say this to you because it feels really crazy, and I just gotta tell somebody, but I think he's the one. I can feel it. I'm not attracted to him like that. I have the blinders on in my relationship, and don't you ever repeat this ever again, because it's not going to matter, because the guy I'm with, I'm going to marry him, and we're gonna have kids, and it's gonna be what it is, but I just have to say it to somebody. But I just felt the one spirit there. It's hard to describe, but when you know, you really do know. So I left it there, and she was like, do you think, I said, don't even repeat it, don't say it back, don't say it back. I didn't say it, I just needed to document it, that's all, you know? So we started shooting Empire, and I was, again, in this relationship, and the relationship didn't work out, and I never even spoke to Trai during the shooting of it. Like, we shot on different days, like whenever I'd see him, I'd say hello, but we weren't having conversations at all. And in October, God woke me up in the middle of the night and told me to end things in my relationship. He said, you got to end it. And it wasn't like you got to end it because something's wrong with him. It was just, you got to end it because this is not the path for you. That's what it was. So I did, and it was hard. And then we started hanging out with Caitlin, Caitlin Doubleday, who's on the show, and I didn't know that Caitlin and Trai were really good friends, and so I reached out to Caitlin because I was alone, and I was like, girl, you want to hang out and have dinner? She's like, yeah. And then she goes, you know who you should start hanging out with? Trai. Me and Trai, we hang out all the time. And that's how Trai and I started hanging out. And during that time, we were friends, and we just started to fall for each other, but I didn't think he liked me at all. He hit that really well.
There's a woman for a man. There's a man for a woman. We get frustrated about what we don't have right now. That's human, and it's practical. Let's get spiritual. Let's step into our destiny. Let's take that step into spiritual maturity, you know, for ourselves in that manner, and trust our God. I promise you, based on personal experience, that God has your blessing and then some. And then some. That's what I got.